Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tiara Putri Amrina, NPM 224111034 from Management 22A. Here I will explain the material on organizational diagnosis. Introduction. Organizational diagnosis includes the compilation of information on the organization and its employees, the interrelations between the employees and the organization, and the manner in which the organization is perceived by management and employees. Organizational diagnosis reflects the organizational portrait at various dimensions, longitudinal and latitudinal, and it can be applied toward the definition of goals and objectives within the process of organizational change and development. The diagnostic process is the first stage toward realizing the goals of the organization managers in the implementation of change and introduction of innovation. The organizational diagnosis utilizes existing models and others which were developed by the company. The tool used in order to perform the diagnosis is adjusted to the needs specified by the organization. In any event of organizational diagnosis, the company also addresses functional dimensions of the organization, such as defining the organization mission, structure, position holders, as well as symbolic dimensions such as ritual and their significance, special terminology. Next, definition. Organization diagnosis determine what is and what could it seeks way to bridge the gap. It consists of planning to collect data collection, analysis feedback to the organization. It for the basis for determine subsequent intervention, action planning and action taking. The diagnosis can focus on the organization overall or on specific aspects such as organization culture. Roger and Beham 2094 or aspects of diversity. They also suggest that one start with a broad scan of an organization chance but close up explanation. Diagnosis models. Descriptive models. With descriptive models, the role of the OD practitioner is to illuminate what is for the client and what could be. The client determines the direction of change, and the OD practitioner helps the client get there. Most diagnostic models fit under the descriptive category. Examples include 1. Bullman and Deal 4. Frames model, Friedman socio-technical system models, 3. Galbraith star model, 4. Hornstein and Tichy emergent pragmatic model, 5. McKinsey 7S model, 6. Nadler and Tussman congruence mode. Normative models. With normative models, the practitioner recommends specific direction for change. Prior to the diagnosis, the one best way of managing examples include Black and Mountain as grid, Concur for people or Concur for productivity 99. Lectures profile organization. Theorists and consultants have developed with variety of models identifying important organizational elements and their interrelationship. Each is predicated on a particular theory or theories or perspective, and each intended to highlight and bring into focus a broad range of data and experience for purpose of diagnosis and intervention. Most of the models suggest interaction or interrelationship among all the selected variables. Many of the same variables are contained in all the models, although not necessarily in the same way or with the same emphasis. Gaps between what exists now and what ought to be. For each of these books, consultants are encouraged to diagnose the following gaps between what is actually done and what employees and say that they do. Gaps among organizational units and layers. The leadership is in the center and connected to the five factor because leaders play critical role in the organizational effectiveness. Next, the seven McKinsey models: structure, strategy, system, share value, skill, staff, and style. McKinsey Consulting developed a model for looking at organizations. The 7S model provides an especially useful framework for reviewing the impact of change. 1. Share value and belief. A rule of the vision statement is to impart to the organization and externally what the organization stands for and what is believed in. 2. Strategy states how an organization will attain its vision and respond to the threats and opportunities of the new mediums. Capabilities are needed in marketing, distribution, product and service development, business recruitment analysis, creation and management of alliances and partnerships. 3. System including process. Capabilities are required in IT and IS, sales and service, legal and actuarial. 4. Staff. HR management for developing the skills and attitude for building lifetime customer relationship. Needed are policy standard and process, recruitment, training and development, motivation and regards. 5. Style. This refers to the management style best suited for the organization. The challenge for management is to use appropriate style for the situation without confusing staff. 6. Structure. Organization will find that change to process and style inevitably require change to their structure, centralized, decentralized, network, metric, process, structure. 7. Skills. The degree to which necessary skill exists in the core of workforce training and often a major aspect in organization diagnosis. If staff and manager are to acquire all the skills outlined above, then there needs to be an appropriate learning environment. Next, form of diagnosis. Open system. Organization is a complex and open. Their boundaries and environments influence them. Each subsystem works independently, where if one subsystem is affected, all other subsystems affected as well. Boundary, input, throughput, and output. Input, supplier, funding, regulation, and shareholders. Throughput, transformational and work process, and output, customer, client, and investor. That's all for me. I conclude. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.